What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Spooky Boys Podcast. I'm Chip.
I'm Michael.
I'm Henry.
I'm Chad.
And today we have our spooky guest.
Chad's MDX.
Yeah.
Hi, Madge.
Oh, hey. Sorry. Wait. I never actually listened to one of your podcasts.
What? Oh my God! Get out right now! Get out of my car.
There you go. That's
That's
the
the
T.
T.
There you go.
Did you not even watch the first one, the most controversial one?
Uh,
Are you not one of the 200 plus people?
Hey, what the fuck?
And
I'm all
Chad's
200
mom.
people. Oh, big T.
If you guys haven't noticed, we have upgraded our venue slightly. It is now in my MDX.
Yeah, if you can hear the engine running, that is why.
Yes.
You should roll up the windows, maybe.
Ominous,
No, we will die in here if the windows are not down.
ominous noises for our first Spooky Boys podcast.
Yep.
Nature sounds.
Bold of you to assume there will be another Spooky Boys podcast.
Oh no, it's annual. You're
Oh.
coming back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
All right, so I guess we have very few topics to start off with. But I guess we'll start off basic. What's your favorite spooky song?
It's definitely Calling All the Monsters, by China and McLean. Yeah.
Oh, from Ant Farm.
Yes.
Can we get a play of that, please, Chad?
Yeah, just give me like
You're bringing up Spotify.
3 seconds. This will get edited out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
This
Calling
is
all
definitely
the-
Calling all the
if I'm the
monsters.
new editor, it's not getting it. Nothing will be edited out. We will literally copyright strike for this.
They're gonna
Oh, yeah.
add revenue.
Oh shit! Our 30 views. Yeah.
Pretty spooky. All right, holy shit, that's enough of that.
All right,
Okay.
we're on.
Okay.
I'm scared as fuck right now. I don't know about you.
We just got our first bystander staring at us all five in Chad's MDX.
Get the windows open.
Shout out.
All right.
This is slop.
So you're slow.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So now that we've kind of had our introduction,
That was a terrible intro.
That was one
eat
of the
my
worst intros.
ass.
It was definitely the best intro.
Thank you very much.
I
agree.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, she wouldn't know.
I swear to God, man.
Did you not even watch episode 3 where Cass talked about his anal fissure?
No.
No.
But I did hear about it.
That's probably
Okay,
for the
good.
best.
See, that's the
Probably
thing.
for
I
the
just have
best.
other people watch the podcast for me and then like tell me about
Spark
it.
Net Summer.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good one. Wow, that's- okay.
All right, Madge. I told you it was coming. Dating tips, please. You got to give us one. We've had Sam let them come to you. We've had Preston. What was Preston's? I don't remember.
Don't put yourself in a bad situation.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Oh, it's like don't feel.
He was
obligated.
just like talk to everyone or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Caston was.
Don't have sex on the first date.
yeah,
Well,
that
yeah.
was Caston's, and then also,
and also use Bumble.
40-year-old men are great options. That's what I learned from Caston's anyway.
Well,
And
yeah.
And Madge.
I don't know. I don't know if I have wisdom that can be an equivalent to all that. I don't know.
do you have any like
Anything's better than
things not to do?
Not to do. Just from personal experience, I would recommend not being Madge.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's if you can already like check that off, you're off to a great start.
Any like specifics in like not being Madge? Because that's a pretty like, a lot of options there.
Yeah,
Being
sure.
Madge.
No, you can easily double check by ensuring that your name is not Madge. And
Shit, let me pull up my birth
that's
certificate
pretty
real
much
quick.
it. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, let's get those birth certificates out, boys.
Okay, so any other Madges out there? You're fucked. Anyone else? You're off to a good start.
You're doing great.
So before we start, we kind of talked about your ghost story with Caston. I don't remember who else you said was there.
Jimmy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
All
Freemason
right.
ghost.
Yes. So, me, Caston, and Jimmy were sauntering around a Freemason graveyard.
As one does.
Yes, as one does. And so it's like super cold, super dark, super spooky. And we walk past this mausoleum, and we hear 3 taps. And then we look over at the window of it, and it's like kind of foggy. So
Ooh.
And then we ran back to Steak and Shake.
Oh wait, that's it?
Yeah, that's
it was just
that's the whole
Hang on.
story.
Caston's a fake bitch. He keeps telling me, oh, and then a hand appeared. And we all ran. He keeps telling me there was a fucking hand.
I think there was like
some kids with a jewel to me.
we weren't addicted to nicotine at that time.
At that time.
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, absolutely. There's actually one that lives in my house.
Oh.
It's the guy that did the original wallpaper. He's pretty cool. All he does is just kind of like hang out on the side of my room that I don't go to. So yeah.
What's his name?
I forget. I think it's like George or something. I don't know. It's kind of basic, but
George the Ghost?
Yeah, definitely.
Is he
All right,
cute?
George is going to be the
I mean,
guest on the
kinda.
next
I mean-
Greasy Bois podcast.
Me and George don't like to put a label on things.
Is he like an option for Caston or?
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. He's like over 100 years old.
Okay,
so like
so he's
whenever
definitely
Caston
an
just
option for Caston.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll definitely drop
Sorry
Caston's
for that,
name.
Caston.
Dead might be a little bit of a downside, but I mean, with that age, nothing go wrong with Caston.
I have my own experience with Phantom. So, there was this one weekend. Thank you for starting your car and not moving.
Maybe it's our fault for being in the
Yeah,
fucking
what the
car.
fuck?
Yeah, asshole. Starting your car in a parking lot?
Yeah.
Knock it off.
He's checking to make sure his radio's working. All right. So I was home by myself for the weekend. My parents were in Michigan with my sister, and I was home. It was like 11:30. I couldn't say I was in the proper state of mind, but I probably was. And so at 11:30, I decide I'm tired. I'm the only person in my house. I turn off all the lights, everything, and I go upstairs. And I'm upstairs listening to music. And then at like 12:30, I hear a voice downstairs, and the dogs start barking like crazy. So I'm freaking out as much as I can because I was pretty chill. And I open up my door and peer out the door, and there's a light coming from downstairs. So naturally, I deposited fecal matter in my pantaloons. Meanwhile, the dogs are still going crazy, okay? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna die. So that was really cool. And I pretty much sat, because the dogs stopped barking. They just stopped very suddenly after like 15 minutes. And so I didn't really know what had happened, but I waited like 2 more hours, and the voices were still coming. And I ended up calling the cops.
No fucking way.
Yeah, this is real. Like,
Oh my
I am
God.
so embarrassed about this now.
Just to be clear, you only saw a light.
No, and I heard voices. Like, there were
Oh.
multiple voices. And so the cops come by. It's like 3 in the morning, I think, at this point. And they're like, oh, yeah, you have the all clear to come down. So the operator tells me. And come downstairs, and it turns out the TV was on. But the thing is, okay, we have a Roku, and I hit the home button every time before I turn that thing off, and then I turn off the TV. So the dog would have had to have grown thumbs, turned on the thing, selected a profile, and then turned on a show. So unless he was that interested in the Mummy program that was on the TV, I am still convinced that there is a demon living in my house among me.
Yeah, what would the
The
dogs be
demon.
barking at, too?
Yeah,
You know?
well,
Like,
probably the voice on the TV.
I don't know. I mean, Ollie is pretty intelligent.
No, he actually is.
Ollie's the best.
But yeah, that is my scary story. That was pretty intense at the time.
I'm physically shaking right now.
Real quick,
don't know
I
about
want
you.
to interrupt this podcast and give a quick shout out to our sponsor. You fucking mind, Michael? Play the song. Goddamn.
Hold on.
Oh god.
Michael.
This is all getting edited.
No, it's
And
not.
it's all Henry's job.
Fuck.
Hold on, let me turn this off.
Oh my God, Michael!
Oh my
Michael!
we're on?
Michael!
This is all staying in.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, that's not it. Hold on.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
We're
Alright.
professional.
Alright.
You fucking ready? All right.
Second.
Yes, our sponsor, damplips.com. Enough said, honestly.
Is that it?
Damplips.com. Shout out to Sam Olney for that.
Shit.
It's honestly a go-to.
Yeah.
For me
For those who
personally.
aren't aware, DAMPLIPS.
Damp lip. Speaking of some damp lips,
Cross country is currently running outside right now.
shirtless.
Yep.
Except that one guy who's wearing a fucking long sleeve shirt. What a hard guy.
All right. Sorry for that brief interruption.
I fucking hate you, Michael. Alright, so we should probably get
We
our...
actually had sponsored by Damp Lips in the schedule. That was a planned interruption. That is disgusting.
So, would you like to talk about some of your horror stories, not involving like real ghosts, but instead
Oh,
the demons that
goodness.
haunt us? Such
100%. Suck my dick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I feel like that's really all I have to say on the issue.
join Sound Crew, please. I want to die.
Yes.
This podcast is sponsored by TX Sound Crew.
And Damp Lips. It's in association with
Yeah.
Wait, do we not have the entire TX sound crew in this car right now? Or are there more?
We need K-Have.
We need to
Oh.
keep
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But yeah, I think the
Yep, and then
spookiest
that's
thing, I think the spookiest thing I've ever seen E-Dog do was proceed to like 3 times throughout the meeting sing the Golden Ticket song.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was that? But yeah, anyway.
You know, speaking of scary stories, I have one myself. We call it the Chili Breeze
That
incident.
had no right being brought up. This is all getting edited out. I'm the editor now.
V2. V2.
Oh,
V2? No,
V2 is
V1's
you.
so much better.
V1's better. Okay,
V2 is Chip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No.
Yeah,
Let's talk about Chip, too. We're going to talk about Chip,
What the
too.
fuck?
These are the scariest stories.
Alright, so basically Henry was over at a friend's house and he was playing VR. And so, you know, he has the VR headset on and like he can't see anything at all. Like he can't see anything outside of the headset. So I go in, I try to pants him, but he's fast. Like he
He's bad.
he stops me. And then like a couple minutes pass and he's still playing VR. John Weisbrod comes up and I guess Henry's distracted or something. And John's
Like he's not expected to get his pants ripped down.
John, not only his pants though, he pulled down an extra layer, and Henry was naked for a good second or two. And the only thing that brought him to make him take off his headset was a chilly breeze he felt on his exposed parts. And it was by far the scariest experience I've ever had. It scars me to this day. And here's another scary story.
What the fuck, man?
Including a chilly breeze. So, this was at a party, and I don't know, Chip was doing something, but Caston,
Yeah, I think you were running after me.
No, I was playing ping pong.
yeah, and then Caston comes, and Chip's distracted, I don't know what he's doing. Caston pans him too, and I'm right behind Caston, and I get a full view of Chip's ass.
Calling the police. All right, the real tea about that situation is my next party with Caston was the McMurphy after party, and I literally wore 2 pairs of pants because I was in fear
No
for my
fucking
life.
way. No fucking
I
way.
was in fear for my life from Caston.
Now here's the tea. I definitely popped the chub when I saw Chip's ass.
But not when you saw me. Wow.
No, not at all. Henry's
my-
quite the specimen, I gotta say.
My pee-pee go inward when I see that.
Thank God I'm the editor.
Yeah.
Speaking of Henry embarrassing stories, would you like to tell your tripping story?
Oh. Alright, this is a good story. So, what was it? Saturday? Yeah, I was going to pick up a corsage for the Mercy Macaulay dance. And the thing, I've been sick the last week. And I had lost 5 pounds, which is about 20% of my body weight. And so these pants, my hand-me-down pants, that already didn't fit, definitely did not fit now. And so I go and I pick up the corsage. I'm walking back. It was quite a huff back to the car. There was no parking by the place. And I'm juggling all this stuff in my hand. And I even tied these sweatpants, but that did not hold them. For you see, unbeknownst to me, while I was managing all these things in my hand, my pants were falling. And after they got to a certain point, they just dropped to my ankles. And I tripped on my pants and fell in a parking lot and dropped all my belongings. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw it. And I just got up and ran. And that was my other scary story.
One hell of a spooky story.
I was wearing shorts underneath the pants. That's why they slid so easy. It's because sweat short wear fabric is incredibly slick for no reason. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, I just want to point out that like at every like party, like ever since the Chili Breeze incident, like Henry's been wearing like extra shorts under his pants.
It's
Yeah,
true,
that's
but
exactly
even that didn't protect me.
Yeah, Chili Breeze incident too. So this happened actually just a few nights
This was
ago.
Friday night.
Yeah. So we were like all hanging out at this one place, and
Matthew Smale.
Matthew Smale, yeah.
He won't mind being mentioned.
Okay. And Henry and John, they were just like fucking around and stuff.
No, John was fucking me.
And Henry apparently didn't learn from the first Chili Breeze
Yes, he
incident.
Not enough.
Not enough. So I think what John did was he pulled down like only Henry's pants, this time, but then he went in for a second grab and he pulled down Henry's.
No. It was not like, I didn't miss. Or he went up 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
It was not a return tap.
Triple tap my bottom.
Yep.
That sounds a lot worse than it actually was.
So everyone that night got to experience the Chili Breeze incident.
Pure bliss.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have been crushed enough for this podcast. Let's move on to
Let's
someone
talk about
else.
Grognak the Barbarian.
Oh no.
Since we're talking about horror stories,
Oh no. How we don't talk about that?
that's it for Roast the Host.
Roast the Host, yeah. We'll
Yeah,
just,
say that for Roast the
episode
Host.
8. Episode 8. We'll see you there. If we do see you there, holy shit.
Right.
We're kind of been slacking on the uploads thanks to Michael being a bitch.
Yeah. I've got dumb bitch energy, guys. I got massive dumb bitch energy.
Dumb Asian bitch energy.
Dumb Asian bitch energy.
Which kind of contradicts itself. Alright, he's supposed to be smart, and then you're just not.
No, I'm like the 1% that's just fucking retarded.
Okay, I don't feel like we have utilized our guest's presence.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
I have destroyed myself instead.
Since you graced us with your favorite spooky song, would you like to grace us with your favorite spooky movie?
Or Greg.
I'm gonna have to say Spooky Buddies.
Spooky
sure.
buddies.
Can we get a
Yeah.
synopsis of that, please?
Fucking Spooky Dogs.
Oh, it's
All the
Oh,
time.
it's,
For
yeah.
like about an hour.
Oh, nice.
And that's really all you need to know.
I like dogs. I like Ollie a lot.
The spook has come back. More units are running
It's the
shirtless.
same guy. He's making a second laugh.
Oh my god. Okay.
He's a fucking beast.
I think I'll take this time to mention my favorite spooky movie, Naughty List. Shout out to Naughty List 2.
Yep.
And
John Weisbrod.
Which I will be featured in.
yes.
Yes.
And
That
my
is
character
the
will be
big
making
reveal
a
of the episode. Madge will be on or in the Naughty List 2.
Now, here's some behind the scenes kind of info on the filming of the Naughty List. Chip, like we spent like it's supposed to be like, you know, a 30-minute shoot. We spent like 2 hours in the black box because Chip wouldn't stop fucking laughing. And he's a dead body. He's not supposed to move at all. He's not supposed to talk. And he's just laughing. And he gets everyone else to laugh. And we fucking spent 2 hours wasting our lives.
Sure it was 2 hours? It was
Here
fucking-
are
It was
Was it
cinema.
more than 2 hours?
I thought it was
on.
multiple days.
We have cinema secrets. In one scene, you can actually see Chip adjust
Yeah.
his ankle.
Yeah. His foot like twitches. In
I
one
know,
scene.
every single scene, some body part would be flailing around under there.
Wait, I don't think it's fair that I'm being assaulted when we have not mentioned Chad's like amazing range in his voice. He's able
Oh,
to
yeah.
Can you give us a Mrs.
Yeah.
Claus impression?
What was my line?
It's like,
I know a way you
I'm
can live on your...
save Christmas.
No.
No, it was not.
That's part 2,
I
isn't
know a
that?
way you can live on your husband's legacy. And you...
yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yes.
That was exactly how you said it.
Shout out to the Naughty List. Go give it a watch. Like, give it
Yeah.
like 200 plus views.
Link in the description to John Weisbrod, the channel. I think it's what is it? Johnny
couldn't
Whitebread,
tell
I think is the channel's
You know
name.
you're gonna have to link that, right? Since you
I
added
will.
me.
Fuck. Actually, I don't have.
So we're like a
access to
Damp
YouTube.
Lips, Sound Crew, Naughty List.
Yeah, we're just getting everybody.
What else is on the agenda?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
fuck.
think as of right now, and I guess Madge is coming up, we've all had a opportunity to view our competition.
Oh. yeah.
Competition.
Ooh, he just.
If
did
we
air
can even
quotes.
call it that.
That's what the air quotes
Yeah.
mean.
Are we talking about the?
The
No, no, no.
Bundy
Hang
Barandi podcast.
We should not.
I just did.
Okay, let's do it.
AKA the ultimate inferior.
So, Madge, have you started work on that podcast yet? Because you are going to be a guest sometime in the near future.
I have not started working on it yet, but I can confirm that I will be filming with them sometime next week.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah,
Oh, there.
This is a betrayal.
I'm a hot commodity, what can I say?
Well, I mean, I think the bigger picture here is they're taking the Greasy Bois leftovers.
Yeah, yeah. You know, comment below
Well,
if you want to see a boxing match between the Bundy Barandi podcast and the Greasy Bois podcast.
I might be able to take all of them single-handedly.
Yeah.
All 2 of them.
No, it's
Wait, is
Sean and Gonzo, and then like
Is-
permanent guests Ryan and Cam.
so other
permanent guest.
hosts?
So it's basically just like Good Mythical Morning,
Except for
but like,
Except
bad.
like not great.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
Oh god, and we got someone
Oh,
pulling
no,
up right
who the
next
fuck?
to
Whoa,
us.
Don't
are
pay
those
attention to us. We're just
girls?
filming a podcast.
Yeah, hi. Sorry to flex my green sweatshirt. I do go to Ursuline. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, you guys hear that? Chip said that he can take on the whole Bundy Barandi podcast. I think that's a challenge. I think that
I'm looking at you, Gonzo.
yeah.
Tickets are $10.
Uh-huh.
Buy our
I
I
merch.
could definitely beat up all of them at the same time.
Yeah. Well,
Yep. Season finale. There we go.
I don't know.
It's a battle royale.
Yeah.
Ryan Baressi's pretty. He's got some muscle on him. I don't know.
He's got
Pretty
some
big.
cute on him.
He's
That's
got
what
some hella
got.
cute.
Love you, Ryan.
Speaking of the Bundy Barandi podcast, we actually have footage exposing them kidnapping Olivia Raines. This is the tea.
This was on the Greasy Bois
Yes,
story.
but we should
already.
clear this
Is
up.
this the tea?
This is
Yes.
the tea.
What is this tea?
Basically, we so we had just gotten back from Chipotle,
Yes.
and we were pulling into the theater lot, and we look over in the corner of a parking lot, and we see the car of members of the Bundy Barandi podcast, and their trunk is open, and there's someone in the trunk, right? And we went over there, we exposed them, as we do, trying to expose the truth,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. Not very fucking well, but yeah, we caught them kidnapping Olivia Raines and exposed them on our story. Have they been apprehended by the police yet, Henry?
They've been evading them ever since, I'm pretty sure.
That's rough.
Gonzo wasn't
I mean,
in
they're
school
still
today.
filming podcasts.
Gonzo wasn't at school today.
Oh, well,
Oh.
He's definitely on the run.
that's tea.
That was Baresi. Definitely on the run.
Okay.
Okay,
Here, I'm
Good
gonna ask
segue.
Madge about a potentially spooky situation.
Oh.
How's Mercy McCauley
Whoa, whoa, okay. I'm gonna look to the elder flag for strength right now.
Well,
You will find none.
the only Mercy McCauley guest we've had so far is episode 3's, spoiler alert,
Yeah.
special guest star, extra special guest star, Belia Belfers.
Belia Belfers.
And
yes, I'm
we got a small look into Mercy McCauley's situation. Do you care to
Elaborate?
elaborate, expand on your point of view?
My point of view, the school's fucking hell. Like, I'm pretty sure that if, like, I were to die and go to hell, it would just be a full day at Mercy McCauley. Yeah, they did ask me to be a tour guide at open house, however, because I'm really good at BSing. So, yeah,
This podcast.
that is,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Yeah, so we have these T bells, right? And the T, like, the T in the word tea stands for time, and they also call it tea time. So basically, tea classes are time for educational advancement time. So it's time for time at Mercy McCauley is what I'm getting at here. Yeah.
Hey, thanks, man.
There's our second sponsor. The can of
Shout out to
soup. No, I'm editing that out.
We're gonna get our 5th complaint for 4 videos. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
seriously. Actually, the School of Mercy McCauley is probably going to strike down this podcast.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. They won't even let children with disabilities have a Halloween party in our cafeteria, so they're definitely not going to let this podcast fly.
Oh, that's tea.
Now,
That's
what's
goddamn
what's the
tea.
story behind your Finsta name? Like, berry eating
Berry
machine?
eating
Yeah.
machine, I would love to elaborate.
All right.
So, wait, this might, no, it won't. Okay, because it's nothing negative. So, Bridget and Preston, right? They are an item as of now, and that sounded really shady.
Do we have to edit our names still? Or?
Nah,
No, we're good.
That was pretty
No,
good.
this
That's PG.
will definitely be, yeah. So they were texting back and forth, as Bridget told me one morning, and
Do you mind?
Sorry, the dishwasher and wheels just left. Oh, God,
Hey,
it
just
stopped.
fucking stop!
oh god.
He heard us over the thundering roar of his engine.
And I believe Preston called Bridget a baby deer. And
As you
Bridget was really upset by this. And Preston proceeded to call deer berry eating machines. And I said, oh hell yeah, me too. And now it's my spam account username. So I, along with all the deer, am a berry eating machine.
It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat.
Yep.
That truly is remarkable. We have another can of soup exiting the parking lot. T-minus 2 minutes.
Yeah. Just to clarify, we are not in an airfield. We are just in a parking lot.
Alright, now that he's leaving, Henry, your fucking window is open. He stared at you.
I know. Can we close the fucking windows?
And
What are we
that's
doing?
the tea.
Alright.
So, I guess since we're going on your Instagram accounts, let's look at your Insta. Are you like a, you're kind of a photographer, as I...
No.
No.
So quickly as that topic came
No,
up, it is
God.
gone.
Moving on.
Let's go ahead and pull it up real quick, don't you think?
You will see images
oh,
flashing on
yeah.
screen as Chip discovers them.
Oh no. I don't want people to actually look at
Also,
the stuff
real
I
quick,
post.
so have you seen any of Bunny Burundi's episodes?
No, I've not.
Okay, so you haven't seen any podcasts.
No.
Okay.
I've never
um,
seen a podcast in my life.
All right, so I'm gonna count this as an unbiased kind of opinion. What do you think is better, the Bunny Burundi podcast or the Spooky Boys podcast?
No comment at this time.
See, there was an answer to that, and that was the wrong answer.
I mean, based on this experience, it has to be the Bundy Burundi podcast, of course.
Hands down.
Yeah.
With an astounding vote of 6-0, there were 5 of us in the car.
Alright, so, I'm gonna go and fact check you here. Photography, I see.
In the bio.
Do you not have pictures on your Instagram?
Photography, I see.
Where? Actually, where?
There's one right there.
What is that? Oh.
God is love.
Yeah, that I
Good.
took on my fucking iPhone 6 camera. Yeah, photographer.
There's a nice one right there.
Oh, that's not mine. It's from the.
Feel free to pull up the Instagram and follow along with us.
Yeah, Madge Volmer. One word.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
It's got these pretty.
Is your name multiple words?
Well, maybe there's a dot in mine, right? Chip dot Curtis. Follow me.
Well, that's just a luxury I can't afford.
There's another one right there. I'm just calling you out.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't know why you're
Can
calling me out.
Can you explain more of your photography?
Why my Instagram is black and white?
Oh yeah,
that's
I
another.
was gonna ask.
Yeah,
that.
that's another.
I don't know.
There's a lot
Just
there's
aesthetics.
No,
Yeah.
there's not a lot. There's a little bit of color as you scroll down.
Yeah.
But towards the top, like the last like 15, 20.
Oh, there's some hot tea on this one picture
Which
Yeah.
one?
that no one has ever talked about because it's just so old. Look at the tags.
So you tags. Was that Liz Reedham,
Well,
Ali Knisner, Sam Morley, Sam Smith, and is that I don't know. I'm gonna get embarrassed by this. Is that Love of My Life?
Yes.
because I made those tags before.
Oh. Yeah.
And
Oh.
two of them are pointing in the exact same direction.
Shout out to Master Smiggle.
Do we want to go into this?
Thank you, Master.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we don't really want to.
Yeah, like if you're not.
You see,
comfortable-
I
yeah,
mean,
no, we're not
I
gonna do
gave-
this. We're not gonna do this.
I texted Madge throughout the week saying, "Is there anything you don't want to talk about on your podcast?"
well, throughout the week, that's a little bit of a
Yeah.
stretch.
More like
Sound
5
like
minutes
us.
ago.
Yesterday.
This is the
45
first I'm
minutes.
hearing of
Yeah.
And
All right. Here's some tea. Actually, here's some tea.
Oh.
So, Greasy Boys episode 0. Actually, we made a
Oh my God.
podcast for.
Oh.
Yeah, we made a
Can I
podcast for
get him?
science
Can I get
fiction.
him?
Absolutely not. So what happened was we got our podcast back and he graded it. It was a 49 out of 70, and on it he wrote and he scribbled out wasted. What's it like?
no, this
20
took 25 minutes of my life.
Yeah. He just roasted us like on this paper. Like it was just fire. It was just
graded
hot fire.
assignment.
Yeah, and honestly, like
I forgot how to
I respect him. For mass respect for listening to this. You are a god.
If he's listening to this, we're
You
expecting.
are a god.
He just jumps on top of a car. What do you say?
Yeah.
I just want to point out that dropped my grade from like a 93 to like an 80.
Good thing I was in it.
If we hit 200 views on this episode, I
I'll
will
kill
post.
myself.
I will post Greasy Boys episode 0.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
That is actually. That's a something to strive for right there.
Yeah. You get to waste 20 minutes of your life.
And what do you think I'm doing right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, this is a long ass podcast.
Holy
You should
shit! What the
probably-
fuck? Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm just
we're
really
good.
captivated.
Honestly.
Alright.
I don't think we have descended to slop this like episode. Like we've gotten close to it, but I mean like it's been pretty greasy.
Honestly,
the
yeah.
airfield moments. Those were.
I think
Yeah.
it's more of a thing where like you can't really tell where is slop and where is grease. We've been in slop this entire time, but there's been like peaks where it's entered into grease. But I appreciate. Oh hi there, friend. I appreciate everything that this podcast has offered us with the special Wednesday, if Michael isn't a bitch, the Wednesday drop date for this podcast.
Okay, I have to work on Common App.
Eat
so-
my ass. Wait, Henry, aren't you editing this one?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he won't edit anything out because he doesn't give a shit.
I have to edit it on the week. The common apps do. Nice.
So, if you notice your name in here, just text us. Don't like start a fucking fire, please.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely calling the police.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we gotta wrap this one
Well,
up.
hold on before we wrap
Oh,
up, Matt.
eat my ass,
Is there
then,
anything
okay.
you want to bring up, or
Yeah, I mean like any last words, comments, thoughts, anything you
Roast-
want to leave our
Roast
audience.
on Chad
I don't know. This is a lot of pressure.
give them an inspirational quote?
It is.
and just kill Chad.
Yeah, actually.
Do
Uh,
two for.
I don't know any inspirational quotes.
Just a piece of advice that will carry them through life.
Yeah.
It can be your own quote. It doesn't have to be something like famous and dead.
No pressure, but this could save a few people.
Or could kill people.
Yeah, actually.
Oh shit.
Chip needs this bad.
I'm one of the second groups. Doesn't kill me.
Life's a meme and then you die.
Amen.
That's
pretty good.
That's pretty good to end on.
Yeah, I think the outro though should be like just like chip slapping Chat's forehead.
Yeah, I can go for it
Absolutely.
right now.
No. Get out of my car right now.
Alrighty.
Yeah, once again, shout out to the MDX for hosting this podcast.
And for the 3 cans of soup that pulled out of this parking lot while we were filming.
Shout out to Damp Lips, TX for sponsoring us in
The Sound
association with each
Bundy
other.
Podcast.
Bundy Brundy for eating our ass.
They got, yeah.
Also, don't forget to smash that like button
Ring that notification bell.
and subscribe.
That was fucking hot.
I know.
Because what was the goal? 200 views? Is that what you said?
200 views.
200 views that we drop our abysmal
episode 0
graded episode 0 Greasy Bois Podcast.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
Is it
All right.
appropriate to start the orgy here?
All right,
Yeah, let's
do it.
start the orgy.
All right.